Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Toxicity and welcome back to another episode or another Pokemon video. It's not really an episode. I have done a video like this before where we're going to be ranking the Generation 9 Pokemon released in Scarlet and Violet. Now, this doesn't include the terrestrial forms or special forms of terrestrialization. It just kind of includes the Pokemon that you can see on screen here. And yeah, we're going to go through all these Pokemon and I'm just going to rank them purely based on appearance and just my overall thoughts of using them in game. It's not going to be anything too crazy. If you guys disagree with any of these, definitely comment down below and rank like your S tier Pokemon, I guess. But yeah, I just thought since we haven't got much news lately and I'm going to be going away soon, I really wanted to get a lot of content out on Pokemon and just have the channel flowing while I was away. So I'm away for 4 weeks overseas. So I'm going to be still trying to be super active, uploading as much as I can, but this is just kind of in between, some fun little content between when we get some Pokemon news and when, the next few videos start flowing through. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. We're going to start off with Sprigatito. Now, this whole line I didn't use till last. I thought they were great Pokemon, don't get me wrong. I just think the overall design of this, like they're cute and all, but I just think the design lets them down like just a little bit. I'm gonna rank all three of them. So Sprigatito, Florgato, and Mousgarda all in C tier. They're great Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Like if you love them, more to you. But I just didn't really think they were great. I'm more of like a water type starter Pokemon guy, but in all honesty, I'm just gonna put the Quaxly, Quackavale, and Fuecoco. No, Fuecoco. No, Quaxaval and Quackavale. My mistake. In B tier. They're some of my least favorite water type Pokemon, but I still like them more than the Meowscarada line. The S tier starter Pokemon line for sure is Fuecoco, Crocalor, and Skeledirge. Now, these guys were absolutely awesome in game. I really enjoyed their designs. I really enjoyed using them as much as I could. They were some of my favorite Pokemon I've ever actually used. And I think they've jumped up in my top 10, to be honest. I think they may have climbed up pretty quickly. So, yeah, I just really loved using Skeledirge. There's the ability that Skeledirge has was cool. Using it in game was awesome. And it's a freaking crocodile, man. I'm Australian. What more could you really want? So moving on now, we got Lechonk. So it was kind of a cool Pokemon to see. Earlier in game, it was one of the first Pokemon you saw that were newer. But I didn't really care for it too much. It was what it was. And the same for Taratula and Spidoops. Look, I don't know why there's two of these there, but there's not much really to say. They were pretty lackluster, to be honest. They were pretty average. But I did like low kicks. I did like Nimble. I did like low kicks. I didn't use them much in game, but I thought their designs were pretty cool. I'm gonna put them in B tier. The designs are actually quite cool. It's like a little grasshopper thing. I feel like being bug fighting would have been so much better than bug dark, but I think that's me being picky now. Overall, I'm just gonna put them in B tier. Pawmi, Pawmo, and Pawmont. Now, I love these guys. I'm gonna put them in A tier. I did not use them in my first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, but then I came back and I was like, you know what? Let's just use them. Let's just see how they go. And they weren't amazing at all. They weren't like, the best Pokemon ever, but the design I kind of, started to like, and I feel like they were very useful in their own right. So yeah, that's just my opinion on them. I think they're really cool. Tandemaus and Maushold. The design kind of let these guys down a little bit. I honestly didn't care for them too much in game. The shiny form doesn't really do like much. I just thought they were just there. They were fun to kill. That sounds so bad to say. They were fun to kill. Yeah, I didn't really have too much of an opinion on them. They were kind of just, it was what it was with these guys. But moving on to Smoliv. Another one where I thought the design was just a bit weird. The overall Pokemon was pretty cool. I did come back and use an Arbola. I can't even talk. Arbola, however you want to say it. I did go back and reuse them. I thought they were pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan in the world. We'll just say that. But you know, it was cool to see, an olive Pokemon, I guess, in the game. But Fido and Dashhound, or Dashbon, I freaking love these guys so much. I used them in my first playthrough. I used them in my second playthrough. I don't think I used them on the playthrough on the channel, but I just thought it was really cool. Now Squawkabilly, I feel so mean putting these Pokemon so low, but in the grand scheme of things, there's so many other better bird Pokemon in the Pokemon games. So I wasn't really much of a fan. Now the Minecraft Pokemon and the Mario Mushroom Head Pokemon, I was actually pleasantly surprised how much I like these guys. Gargansul was okay. I just thought they were around. My first ever shiny Pokemon fail in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was with these Pokemon. The little shiny mushroom head. I didn't see it and I killed it by accident, and my stream went crazy for it. And yeah, I was pretty sad. So Charcadet, Amarage, and Ceruledge, I feel like you have to be silly not to like these Pokemon. I'm going to throw them in S tier. I think their designs are so freaking cool. They had their own little evolution, unique evolution style, which was great. And I just thought overall they were really fun to use in game. And the designs, man, just look at the designs. It would be really cool to see more Pokemon kind of evolve and look like these guys, but I don't think we will. Tadbulb and Bellibolt, I'm gonna put in B tier. I think they were cool Pokemon in their own rights. I just love frogs, so that's why they're in B tier. I used Bellibolt in my first playthrough and I was not let down. They were pretty cool to use. I actually really thoroughly enjoyed them. A better Pokemon than Squawkabilly is our friend Wattrel and Killer Wattrel here, so we're going to put them in C tier. I thought the designs were pretty average, but for a bird Pokemon, they were pretty cool. Like regional bird Pokemon, they're pretty cool. Not sure how you can improve on that. I don't even know how I'd point it out, but I feel like I'd take Talonflame, and I'd take I don't even know. Maybe I'd take Swallow. I like the fact that they were electric flying, but I still feel like I would take some of the other Pokemon. Staraptor, I'll take Staraptor over them in a heartbeat. So yeah, we're just gonna leave them there. Moving on to the next Pokemon, we're gonna rank. For some reason I can't see them on screen, but probably too lower than what I can see right now. We're going to put, I don't even know who I want to rank next. We'll go Toedscool and Toedscool. I was really disappointed in some of these regional Pokemon, to be honest. I honestly thought we were going to get such cool regional Pokemon or convergent Pokemon. They were going to be so different. They were going to be so unique. Yeah, they changed their typing, but I just feel like they were pretty meh. You know what I mean? I feel like they had so much potential and they really were like quite lacking. And they just looked so derpy when they were roaming around the overworld. So Toedscool and Toedscool can go there. Capsakid and Scovillian, they grew on me a lot. I'm going to put them in B tier. They grew on me a lot. I don't like capsicums. I don't like eating capsicums. But they, as Pokemon, they grew on me quite a bit. I didn't think they were overall very cool looking. The Grass Fire, quite unique. I do like that. So yeah, that's where we're going to put them. And look, overall, they're not great Pokemon. They weren't like awesome in game, but they just look cool. Rella and Rabsca, in all honesty, I didn't really use them too much. I'm going to put them in C tier because I think Rabsca is pretty cool, but Rella, like, this is a dung beetle, man. Come on now. So then we're going to go into Flittle and Esperatha. Another Pokemon that I kind of just thought was pretty average. A lot of these designs were, I don't think they were as inspired as previous generations, but I guess how many Pokemon can you really like create? Like, how many times are you going to go through and recreate the same thing? So yeah, I didn't really like them overall. Tinkerton, Tinkertuff, and Tinkerton. Look, I love these guys so much. We're gonna put them in A tier. I thought this design was really cool. How they got a bigger hammer and they just look so cool, so sweet, and then so cool, and then just scary. Coming across these guys in competitive and also in game was terrifying. If I didn't have the right Pokemon healed, I was screwed. But yeah, overall, A tier Pokemon. Wiglet and Wugtrio. I think they suffer the same fate as Toedscool and Toedscool. They're just there's a Diglett, but a little bit different. That's all I can really say. I wasn't a huge fan, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So Finizen, Palafin, and Palafin Hero form. I'm gonna put these guys in B tier. I did really like using these guys in game. The shiny versions are really cool, even though we're not really ranking on shiny versions. I just like dolphins, and dolphin Pokemon was pretty cool to add to the game. Varoom and Revaroom were okay. Again, the designs were pretty uninspired. Who really wants to vacuum clean a Pokemon, to be honest? Like, that's all I can really think of when I think about this. Cyclizar, I freaking loved the design of Cyclizar. It was such a cool Pokemon. Seeing that roam around in the wild for the first time was one of my favorite moments and playing through the game. Yeah, I rate it. So good. So bloody good. Orthworm, yeah, I'm gonna put in it's kind of like a evolution to Wugtrio. I wasn't really a huge fan, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be a huge fan of this Pokemon. It kind of just was, it was what it was. Greavyard and Houndstone, I freaking love these guys too. They're going to go in A tier. Seeing the gym leader use Houndstone, for the first time, I jumped to it and went and grabbed it. It was such a cool Pokemon. Flamingo, I'm going to put in C tier. It's not really a super inspired design. It was okay. I didn't really use it in game at all. I tried to use it in my first playthrough, but I didn't really rate it too much. It was okay. I feel like I'm yawning so much just because some of these Pokemon designs are so bad. I'm kidding. Setotl and Setitan. I also really love these guys. I used them in my first playthrough, and I went and added them in my second playthrough as well. They were really fun to use in battle. They were really fun to just see roaming around in the wild as well. Veluza was one of the most annoying Pokemon in the game, but we're going to put them there. I feel like they were okay. They weren't like amazing or anything. They were just okay. Tatsugiri and Donzo. I am going to go and I'm going to put Donzo in B tier, and I'm going to put Tatsugiri. I will put the Tatsugiri line in B tier too. I feel like they were just like copied and paste. They look copy and pasted, but they were alright to use in game. Donzo was one of the worst challenge Pokemon to come up against. That was, one of my least favorite, or the ride Pokemon that you could collect. So yeah, I don't know. I would use them in again if I went through a playthrough, just because they were very powerful. But yeah, they gave me a couple nightmares. Annihilate goes into S tier. Freaking awesome Pokemon to use in game, and also just a level up to Mankey and Primeape. So Clodsire, if you know me, I use Clodsire in both my playthroughs of this game, and when I did a randomized Nuzlocke as well on that, which I'm pretty sure is still on the channel, I used it again. So I used it so many freaking times. I kept going back, kept doing more. It was great. Dunsparce, I'm just gonna put that in F tier. Fragorith, it was a pretty cool Pokemon. We finally got a level up of Girafarig, or a regional form for Girafarig, so we're gonna pop that there. We're also going to, can I get off this ad? I can. Cool. King Gambit was also really cool. I freaking loved using that Pokemon too. Its ability was so OP. I just kept it in the back of the party, and it just did its thing. It was just so cool. 10 out of 10 Pokemon. And then I kind of don't want to touch some of these the forms. I kind of don't want to touch any of those, but I think we will. So Frigibax, Arctibax, and Boxcalibur, dude, I'm just gonna put them in S tier. I know people hate on these Pokemon so much, but I freaking loved them. They were so fun to see in game and use in game. I really rated them. I thought they were so fun to just see in the wild and also use in battle. The Boxcalibur gets hate because it's so slow, but in all honesty, it doesn't really matter when you hit like a freaking truck. So we're gonna pop you there. I'm happy with that. That's such a cool Pokemon. Glimmet and Glimora, I didn't really like these Pokemon at all. I'm gonna put them in D tier. Cloth, we're gonna put in C tier. I was really hyped to see some of these, you know, I forgot what type of Pokemon they were, like not the noble Pokemon, but the Pokemon that you had to fight. They were kind of average, like Bombita as well. I'll put him in C tier just to be nice. I'm not a huge fan of this Pokemon. I think we're gonna have to zoom the screen. Let me fix this. There we go. That fixed. That worked. Yeah, it was what it was in a way. Like it was a pretty cool Pokemon to see flying around, but I just feel like the design really just like let it down a little bit, which was a massive shame. So Bramblem and Brambleghast, I'm going to put in C tier as well. All these Pokemon are going in C tier, but like it's a tumbleweed, bro. It's a tumbleweed. Come on. Like, really? Strudel and Grafai, I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but I'm just going to put him in A tier. I think they were really cool Pokemon. Seeing this guy up close in Pokemon in the overworld was really cool. I was a big fan. Mashchief and Mabalostiff, yeah, I'm gonna put these guys in B tier too. I feel like dog Pokemon are just really underappreciated in the Pokemon franchise. And yeah, I rate it. I rate it a lot. So we're gonna go down to Gimmighoul. I did not know this was a thing in my first playthrough till the end of the game, and I had to go around and collect all these bloody coins and coin boxes and stuff to get Golden Go. Look, it's overall, I'll put it in B tier. It was overall an okay design. I was a fan. I was a big fan. But yeah, it just was what it was for me, really. The gold cheese guy, I guess you can say. Yeah, it was what it was. It wasn't my favorite Pokemon at all, but yeah, we'll just pop it there. And then we go into Koraidon and Miraidon. I'm gonna put them in A tier. I feel like overall these guys were really cool looking legendary Pokemon. Miraidon definitely was better than Koraidon. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of both of those. Should we go through? I don't know if we should go through the regional. I don't want to go through any of these guys. I have really bad opinions on the primal forms and stuff. So not the primal forms. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Scarlet and Violet is just off my brain, so I can't even think about it right now. But okay, take out the I don't even know what they're called, man. Let me just look it up real quick while we're here right now. So if we take into consideration my favorite Pokemon, I will probably say out of the S tier, Skeledirge and Cyclizar were probably some of my favorites from the game. They're the two that I probably would throw on my team every single time. And I would say Clodsire as well were definitely up there. I'd definitely throw them on my team every single time as well. So if we had a tier above S tier, that's definitely where they would go. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I feel like the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet were really cool. They were fine in their own right. Some of them were better than others. But yeah, like there's a lot of designs here that were just kind of, they were what they were. And none of them really seemed too inspired. They just kind of just grabbed overworld or like real life birds or real life items and just turn them into Pokemon without really changing too much. And I know they've done that in the past, but I still just feel like they could have done a little bit more with some of these designs. And I'm hoping for the next game, for Legends ZA, if they do a bunch of forms, if they change some of these Pokemon or change existing Pokemon, they do it right. Now, some of the Paradox Pokemon, see, I looked it up and I remembered. Some of the Paradox Pokemon are cool, but others I'm just not going to comment on. That's why they're not on this list. We're just ranking like the original Pokemon from the game. No Paradoxes, just these Pokemon. But yeah, let me know down below. Do you agree with my list or do you not agree with my list? I could go on for this for hours. I'm probably going to do a couple more tier videos just to keep some videos active on the channel when I'm away, so you guys have something to watch. But as soon as there's more Pokemon news, I'm going to release that. So stay tuned on the channel. I'll link some in the description below, and drop a comment if you guys are hyped for Pokemon Legends ZA. And what was your favorite Pokemon from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.